somebody asked me a question the other day, and his name was Jack Berry, okay? And he asked me, he's like, what is the mechanism behind people talking about, like being so busy and talking about how busy they are? Like, basically just all the time, like, yeah, I'm just so busy. I got so much work to do today. And then if you were to ask them what that work is, it's like sending out 3 emails, going to the grocery store, a doctor's appointment in 4 days. There's people that operate this way. And when you get used to being around people that chug the way you do, you tend to have your world a little bit more, it's almost like through a microscope, like that's how you feel like you see the world. And it's because you just realize the rest of the world is not you. Like, even if you know 100,000 people, there's 8 billion people on Earth, or so they say. But that's still, it's such a small percentage. And so sometimes you forget, like the way the normal folk do it is they do talk about how busy they are all the time. And in my head, I started playing back tape and I realized, I'm like, I used to do that shit. And you want to know why people that say that they're busy or constantly are like, yeah, man, I just got so much to get done, and they want to play a character. Do you want to know why they play that character? Because it's easier to control narrative without having to do shit versus you actually just going out and becoming that guy. Quite literally is just what it comes down to. I used to tell people, yeah, I got so much to do today. I wouldn't have really shit, to be honest with you. It'd be like 3 things on my plate, but in my head's like, I gotta lock in for those 3 things. And you wanna know all it is? It's not that I couldn't do it without locking in. It made myself feel better about myself. Versus me confronting the fact that I really don't have shit to do today besides these 3 things. It's your way of elevating status in a way without actually doing anything of real value. You wanna know what makes me laugh? I won't ever tell people I'm busy, but people assume I'm busy all the time now. And I always say, I'm like, I'm not too busy for anything. I'm too busy for the things that I don't care to be busy for. Like, hey man, let's go do this for a weekend. No, I'm okay. Oh, you too busy? No, it's not that I'm too busy. I would just rather do this. But you don't say it that way. You're not like, I'd rather hang out with this person than you. It's a kindness to, like, honestly, man, to take time off for this, although it sounds great, but I just know my time is better suited over here. That is a huge difference between being like, bro, I just can't, I just got too much going on this weekend. I got too much of this. But it actually helps you in your own head even decipher what actually matters. If you're busy, that means you need to be busy for something that is worth your attention. Personally, this is how I operate. I am not too busy for anything. I'm the guy who's always like hopping on random phone calls, sending out random texts. Like, oh, can you hop on for a quick call? Sure, it turns into a 2-hour call. And it's just because like I'm always going to be available for things that I would like to be available for. Versus me just shutting out the whole world and be like, yeah, I'm so busy. I just have to type out some words. You know what I mean? Like, this is how I personally used to operate. And it was because I wanted people to see me a certain way. It was an addiction to controlling narrative. That's actually what it came down to. You want to control the narrative. You want people to see you higher than you actually are because you think you're capable of playing there and you're not playing there. It's a coping mechanism. It's one gigantic cope. And cope actually can be super powerful for you. Coping like, I'm going to show everyone that I am capable. That's a good cope in my opinion, especially as a young man. Like, there's a difference in going through life just being an absolute ass. You should use every tool in your arsenal to push yourself to wherever you want to go. The goal is to thrust yourself into the ether if you're here. I mean that. You have ambitions, and a lot of times you're like, I don't think I can get there, but what I can do is make everyone believe that I'm the busy guy and that, yeah, I'm just always getting stuff done. Ooh, there's an element of mystery to them. That way people don't know me completely, and that way I can still kind of famoose people into thinking that, oh, I'm the busy guy, and oh, he's got so much going on. I wonder what he's up to today. And you ain't got shit. You don't have nothing. I don't care. And it's so funny because you can tell the difference in an actual busy dude and someone who plays the busy, especially if you've been that guy. And I always play back as saying I've done this before. And it's not like I was doing that on a crazy scale. But my point in saying this is I think this is something that most people go through. I have had to go through a lot of different ways of doing stuff to try to learn that, something, man, you kind of just have to let go of the wheel, submit to the process, and just simply get up, show up, and just do it day after day. But this is the mentality behind the busy person. That is actually what it comes down to. And you should actually feel bad for them. Because deep down, they probably know that they are capable of more or think they're capable of more, but they can't pack up their cojones and be like, all right, then I'm just going to go be that guy. Because that requires you to be like, shit, man, this is going to be kind of painful for a little bit. You know, actually moving the needle on things every single day, pushing the chains forward. It's hard to do. You got to get up and just do it every single day. But then it just becomes like the process feeds you something every single day. That's when you start realizing it's like, I have to give every single day. One thing I want to make clear of is the busy guy doesn't understand that in order to have that type of life where you can actually look at yourself and be like, no, man, like I'm always doing stuff that is actually productive, not productive for the sake of productive, not productivity hacks to learn how to be productive. I'm talking about being ruthlessly effective, different ball game. But nonetheless, this is the psychology behind the busy person. The reason why you should feel bad is because that person himself doesn't feel a certain way about himself and he knows he's coming up short. So it's easier to put a little bit of a twist and be like, yeah, I just got a lot of things going on this weekend. Don't worry about it, bro. It's just so stupid, you know? Like, and the thing is, it's so funny, like, it'll be one task that you build up that's just like, this occupied your night or whatever. This occupied your day. This is why you couldn't go do this. It's so funny. You just realize there's so many minutes in a day. When you start understanding this, like the amount that you can get done in a day, I'm not saying this, but like, dude, I'm just the most effective human being ever. I try to be as effective as humanly possible, mainly because you become so present. I'm about to go to the pool right now. I'm going to do work. You know, I'm going to go check in on my dogs, Crusadia. Constantly in my head, I need to figure out we got to dial in this system, got to dial in that. But I'm going to do it while I'm out the pool. Where before it'd be like, oh, I got to do work, can't go to the pool. I just do it all. Why not? If you have a setup where that's the most difficult part, for me, I actually have an excuse to not be able to go to the pool because the Wi-Fi situation is a problem. But I figured out how to get Wi-Fi there. The guys basically gave me the backdoor deal. They're like, we got you, bro. I'm like, listen, another thing, you treat everyone with respect, man. You have no idea. Everywhere that I go, I'm not saying this to be like, they know my name. Even if I've been there once, they know my name. They don't know about anything on my page, or they're not like fans of what I do or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. But you just show up somewhere, you know, a few times, you treat people with kindness, you shake everyone's hands, and you learn what their names are because you genuinely give a shit and you care about people outside of how you look. That's when you start getting, oh, dude, look, who is this guy? Dude, why is everyone saying hi to him? Realistically, it's two things. Number one, that guy like pays a lot of money to be there and like the staff knows, and so they're told by the owner, hey, take care of him. Or two, the staff just love the shit out of him. I'm the second guy. Yeah, I love tipping. You know, it's fun to heavy tip. It's because I give a shit. It's not like I want to be seen as this guy. Like, no, man, just give a shit about people. I am telling you right now, and this is before we end off when it comes to the busy person. Here's some piece of advice. And if you're dealing with a guy who's a busy person, this also could be something that you could use. Do you want to know the people that are going to win the biggest in the next decade? It's the people who genuinely give a shit about other people and making sure that they are as good as possible. Am I doing as right as possible by everybody around me? You're in the people-pleasing phase. You want people to look at you a certain way, which is just a form of being pleased by others around you, being looked at favorably, because you don't feel a certain way by yourself. And that's why you need everyone else to say things about you or to be seen a certain way. That's what it comes down to. And I will tell you, for me, I don't operate caring to be liked by anybody, to be honest with you. When I say that, understand, I want to make sure I'm doing right by people. But this is my moral code. I ain't going to change who I am because you know this. If you're a guy who cares a lot, which honestly I believe is most of the world, I don't even think it's that unique. But what's unique is as someone who's willing to wear that on his sleeve and just be like, yeah, man, I'm going to give everything I got to everything, to everybody around me. I'm going to do right by everyone. That is the leg up into the new AI world where everyone's just after knowledge. And it's so funny. There's a reason why the most intelligent man on earth doesn't have a life that maybe even a guy who's possibly 50 IQ points lower has. To me, it's just about placing your efforts in something that feeds you something on an emotional level. If it does that, you're going to win. And at least for me, what feeds me on an emotional level is knowing that I am of service and I am impactful. Like as a result of me being in their lives have gotten so much better. Man, if I didn't meet Rami, I don't know where I would be because I love where I'm at. To have just a little part in that is everything to me. And that's why I built out Crusadia. It's why the number one thing I preach to everyone. We go on live calls all the time and fireplace talks, and I say it every single time. It's because I care so much and I care too much about what I do that I know we're going to win bigger than anything anyone's ever done or even thinks is possible. This is the leg up. I'm just getting a bunch of people, and by the way, the people that care the most are typically the most talented and skilled. And I want you to think about this in your own life. The people that just care about grabbing, what do I get? Me. I really want you to look at the life that they have. Is it really a life you'd care to resemble? I can tell you from my end, you might be looking at even some people that flex a ton on the internet, but the people that you might look at with admiration, you understand that they are who they are because of what they provide to those around them. There will never be a guy who takes and thinks about taking and taking versus how do I make where I'm at better? This is how I've gotten job promotions that are unheard of, opportunities at random places. Anything I've ever done, I've honestly excelled at. The problem is I'd fizzle out because I would care so much about a game that just wasn't worth winning. That was my biggest issue. I would just torpedo, I'd self-sabotage everything on the way down. So please understand something. If you are this type of person, Crusadia is for you. This is who I built it for. I built it selfishly for myself, but I also realize I am not alone. There are so many people like me. And to get us all together, to just work on everything step by step. Because I know you guys want a body that's like, and listen, I'll tell you this right now for sure, I go to this beach place. It's like, part of the hotel I'm staying at. A part of it is too, is that, I'm also probably in the best shape here. So people also want to get to know you. But these are things, that's why I tell you guys, like, you train the body like mine and you have a body sculpted like steel. And so by the time you decide, something, I really want to take this health that I've built up and I want to move it over into finance. Like, I want to make money for myself that's separate of a location. I want to make money on my own accord. I want to be able to produce value and be able to also enjoy the value that I produce, not take, a salary home. I want to be able to make my own money because I know I'm able to do a lot. I don't need anyone to tell me to work hard. I know how to work hard on my own. Then you can teach you how you actually can do that for yourself. And then take it a step further. Now you have a bunch of people with their own businesses. Now we can learn how to use each other's businesses for our own business to propel. This game is about leverage. The new era is about leverage. Everything is leverage. And the greatest form of leverage, people talk about AI. AI is fantastic, especially if you know how to implement it properly. But it'll never, ever take precedent to elite human capital all being congregated into one place. Because there's just certain things, there's an esoteric part of the world. There's a spiritual part of the world that people don't understand that's there. And when you start combining these forces, and then from there, I'm not going to tell you phase 4 and phase 5. But now we talk about it, that phase 3 legitimately having a network of global influence, where now you guys understand, even from the financial aspect, how to get on camera and garner attention, grabbing the most valuable asset in the new era, understanding how to garner eyeballs, learning how to do that to then leverage it for your business, how to speak in a way that you get people in your ecosystem that genuinely will buy from you because you're the only dealer in town. This is what it all comes down to. This is Crusadia. This is the big picture. And I don't talk about it as much, mainly because in the beginning, I just wanted to get everyone in there because they had this. But those of you that are like, really, what's the vision? The vision is far bigger than you ever possibly imagined, but that's the vision for me, in my opinion. Don't think too far ahead. Think about where you're at, build out, understand what your kind of goal is for the immediate future, and work towards that. That's exactly what we aim to do. And it all starts from the foundation of this, which is the easiest way and the best tool you have in your arsenal is to get in the best shape of your life. That's why I started the 100-Day Crusade. I didn't have the idea prior, but 100 days to the best shape of your life. And then trust me, business, when you have to wrestle with these difficult parts of business, you now have a mind that's able to just handle challenges with a breeze. You know how to sit in the pocket of pain and to come out on the other end with a victory. This is everything. Anyways, I know I a little bit went on a tangent at the end there. The point is the busy guy doesn't understand that he probably actually cares more than he realizes. He pretends he doesn't care because he cares so damn much. And the reason why I talk to you about this at the very end is because you, busy guy, you have something special. You just have to learn how to leverage it properly. And to be in a place where it's actually, something, we're going to teach you how to actually fill up your time and be effective with it the way you actually desire. because this is what you're after. And just start playing games worth winning. Anyways, I appreciate watching this video. Hope this is well worth your time. If there's anything you guys want more specifically, please drop it down in the comments. And if people like those comments, give those a thumbs up. And that way I don't make a video on it. As always, y'all, I love you very much. Crusadia link down below. Click that link. Like, comment, subscribe on my YouTubes. On the YouTube shit. But I know it's not a coffee talk, but it's a patio talk. It's a pool day. I'm about to have myself an absolute blast. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I love you guys. Uncle Rami out. Peace.